Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video where today we're going to be taking a look at the second part of the edited disturbing movies Iceberg. Now, initially when I did the first part to this Iceberg, I was like, okay, 10 entries in the third tier. The rest of this stuff is I want to put it into two parts, but the rest of this is going to take a while. Turns out that I was kind of wrong. From tier 4 and down to tier 8, there was only three new entries. So I'm really sorry if I knew this earlier. I scanned through it before I recorded the first video. I'm like, there's definitely more than that. Like, I don't recognize these titles. But then I watched some more reviews on the old Iceberg, and I realized, no, not very many of them were new titles. So I'm only be covering 3 movies today. If I knew that before, I would have made the whole Iceberg into one video. My apologies for that, but I think that you guys deserve to get the whole Iceberg. So apologies from me. I still hope you enjoy the video. Also, viewer discretion is advised. Compared to the movies in the last film, these ones are pretty disturbing, and they got a lot more underlying meaning that can be distressing to some people. So just a quick, cautionary, letting you guys know. Quick little warning for you boys. All right, now let's get into this. First up, we have Gummo. Gummo, after watching this movie and reading through it and everything, it was kind of like I was having a bad acid trip. After a tornado destroyed their town, 2 boys, Solomon, who is referred to as Bunny Boy in the film, and Tumblr partake in destructive behavior. I don't know if this is them coping with it, or this with the destruction of their home, or this is some sort of meaning behind this, but it's such a weird movie. I really can't wrap my head around the premise of the film. It goes from images and videos of them torturing and killing animals to like interviews of people who are other inhabitants of the town that was destroyed by a tornado. So I mean, it's not like a documentary, it's an actual film. It's got like a storyline. I think it's just these kids trying to express themselves, or some sort of art project like that. The kind of found footage feel of the film, the grainy kind of, camcorder feels as if we were actually watching cult activity being recorded by one of the members. It's actually kind of cool. I mean, it is considered a cult film because there's lots of disturbing stuff that goes on in the movie, and the actions are kind of uncalled for and unexplainable. Like, some of the things they do, I'm just so confused. I'm just like, what is going on here? I mean, the only way I would ever be able to watch this movie and understand what is going on is if I was higher than a kite. So if you're ever hitting a fat blunt and you decide it's movie time, I 100% recommend Gummo. Next up is American Guinea Pig. American Guinea Pig is a 4-movie franchise that consists of American Guinea Pig Bouquet of Guts and Gore, American Guinea Pig Blood Shock, American Guinea Pig Sacrifice, and American Guinea Pig The Song of Solomon. And the only purpose of these films is really shock factor. They're gonna show, let's see how expendable the human body is pretty much what these movies are about. Let's see how much mutilation, torture we can put the human body through until it is too unbearable to watch. But just in case you were wondering, and it's not just a pure torture film, these movies sadly do have storylines. And I say sadly because literally the whole purpose of them is to introduce the character into their setting of how they got there, and that's it. It doesn't go farther than that. It's just introduce, here's the setting, here's who the person is, now let's ruin their day. First film is about 2 women who are kidnapped by a snuff filmmaker and tortured beyond belief. The second film is about a man who's imprisoned by a psychotic doctor and tortured in increasingly gruesome ways to extract chemicals from his blood. I don't know. Oh, the third film is just fantastic. The third film is about a guy who locks himself in his bathroom and mutilates himself so that he can have a conversation with a goddess about blood and gore and stuff. It's like a conversation of blood and gore. It's like kind of like some satanic pact or something. I don't know. It was really messed up. Like, don't watch these. And the fourth and final film is about a Catholic church that is trying to rid an individual of a spawn of Satan by torturing them and through exorcisms. This American film series also has a Japanese sibling of the same name, Guinea Pig, which came out in 1985, 35 years or 30 years before the first of this film's franchise, which came out in 2015, and they follow the exact same premise. Let's torture the human body. So I'm thinking there's some sort of inspiration between the 2 films. I can't guarantee that. There was no information on guaranteeing that, but I think it was kind of just like an American remake 30 years later. It's think of that movie. If you ever seen that movie, it was on the original Iceberg. Think of that, but just gore up to like 1,000. Effects up to like 1,000. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just torture. Faces of Gore is a Mondo-style documentary film. Think of Faces of Death, Traces of Death, banned from television, Mondo Cane. That's, if you guys don't know what a Mondo film is, it's essentially a documentary or a collage of a bunch of people dying and other real-life disturbing events. Faces of Gore has a 3-movie franchise that consists entirely of just the most disturbing and unsettling deaths imaginable. If you have seen movies like Faces of Death and banned from television, be expecting the same kind of stuff, but also proceed with caution because Faces of Gore is a lot more disturbing. Sadly, that is all I have for you today. I really do apologize for the lack of content in this video. I was expecting to give you guys a humongous part 2, and I kind of feel bad for not fulfilling that. So since this is a shorter video, I'm going to get started right on another project, and I'll get that out to you as soon as possible. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching to the end of this video. I really do appreciate your support if you did, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. See you guys later.